Look for all of them and I'll send them your greetings. I head off to find 4 girls from one small village in a city of over 1 million people. It seems like an impossible task. All I know is that the girls have headed south to Kumasi, a major trade route at the heart of Ghana, to work as Kayayi girls, carriers of goods. There's hardly a family in the north which hasn't lost a daughter to this mass migration. I hitch a ride on one of the hundreds of minibuses that leave Tamale for Kumasi every day, each one of them crammed with girls, hungry, homeless and desperate for work. How old are you?
She's 15.
15 years old. How old are you?
She's 12 years old.
12 years old?
11.
11 years old? And about you?
They haven't told them.
Do your parents, they haven't told the parents?
None of them has told them. The suffering here is more than their fear. What they fear doesn't really matter if you compare that to the poverty that they feel at home.
I feel sick. I feel really, really sick. The Birima girls were somewhere out there in a big, frightening city. Would they still be alive? And how on earth would I find them? Hey, down here. It's night time when I arrive in Kumasi in search of the girls from Birima village, who've travelled here to escape the hopeless poverty at home. I'm looking for some girls from Birima. I've been told that all the girls from near Tamale tend to live together in the same slum. I'm looking for girls from Birima.
No, it is not them.
There's a lot of drink and drugs around here and I'm nervous. I've heard that some Kayayi girls get raped and are physically abused. It smells awful. It smells absolutely awful. You can smell the open sewers and it's just packed full of young people living and sleeping, you know, in nothing more than bits of wood. Anyway, I'm going to keep looking. Just keep looking.
How did you get them pictures?
These pictures are from their parents.
They're my parents.
They're from their parents. But listen, I've got to go this way. I've got to find them. I know you'll find this hard to believe, but just as I'm about to give up, I can't believe my luck. I find the girls in a wood yard. Birima! From Birima! That's you? No, that's this lady here. That's you. That's you. Tell them that their families say hello. Some men who appear to be the girls' minders start to get a bit edgy, so we move the girls off to see where they're living. Is anybody in there?
Yes, there are others. They don't sleep alone. They sleep with other girls from other villages. And you can hear at the background. Yeah. They were warning them not to open the door.
Okay. How do you feel about being here?
No, they don't feel good about it.
The worst thing, the absolute worst, degrading, nasty thing about all of this is it's not adults, it's not people who are trained and skilled and who can look after themselves. It's teenage girls. IMF, World Bank policies leading to teenage girls leaving home to have to hustle money. These policies aren't policies, it's international gangsterism. It's shameful. The story of my packet of supermarket rice ends here in the awful slums of Kumasi. Next time you buy subsidized American rice, think what it's done to Ghana. But if you thought the tale of rice was disturbing, wait till you hear about chocolate. On the trail of our favorite treat, I head south to the cocoa fields of Sefi Wiaso. Cocoa is one of Ghana's most important exports and a vital ingredient of chocolate. I've heard stories of hard-up parents in the north sending their children south to work. I've even been told that children are rented out in exchange for a sewing machine or a bicycle. Hello. Lamisi? Lamisi. I can't imagine what it's like to be a child labourer. But to find out, I get myself a job on a cocoa farm. As you can see, I'm working with the farmer here. His his niece, who's about 15-year-old, and he's got a nephew here who is around about 9 or 10. So it's a very different setup to working on the rice farm. There are a few more kids involved, and one young boy in particular that I'm hoping to get to know a little bit better as the day progresses. Could you ask her how much chocolate does she eat?
Alara, what is chocolate? She doesn't even know chocolate. They don't even know what it is.
Absolutely amazing. They've never ever tasted chocolate. I've heard that Alara and Baba spend most of the day working for their uncle on his farm. I want to know why, but I have to be careful. Child labour is illegal in Ghana, and people are reluctant to talk about it. As you can see, there's a lot of space to clear here. Taking these weeds out of the ground. Finding out the true figure for the number of child labourers is incredibly difficult. But Numan Afoso is a local expert and reckons he has a handle on the problem.
What percentage of children are working underage?
That would be hard for me to say, but it's quite a number. Quite substantial, yeah.
Quite substantial number.
Yeah.
Because the government claim that at least 92% of them are in school.
That is debatable.
That's debatable.
Yeah.
How many would you estimate are really in school?
Maybe about 80%.
Right. So there might be at least 20% of them out there doing this kind of thing.
Even if it is one child, it is one child too many.
So does this mean that some of the chocolate I buy on the high street is made from cocoa picked by children? Possibly. Unless you buy fair trade cocoa, which is earmarked as such, almost all the cocoa produced in Ghana is taken to government-run depots where it gets mixed up. So it's impossible for non-fair trade chocolate manufacturers to guarantee the cocoa they buy here is child labour free.
I just wanted to know how much she got paid.
She doesn't get paid.
She doesn't get paid? Okay, so she's just working on her uncle's farm for her food and lodgings.
Lara tells me that her father couldn't afford to feed her and Baba, so he sent them to their uncle. She works 6 hours a day and has never been to school.
This guy's pretty good at it. He's been working with me today. Come, Baba. Come, Baba's been working with me today. He's been showing me the ropes, showing me how to cut with a machete. How did that happen?
I see there. No, he was reading and he was cut by the cutlass.
Oh. Ask him, does he enjoy working every day?
I say when I am out. Doesn't want to answer.
Ask him, like his sister, did he ever go to school? Did he go to school?
Baby, no.
He's never been to school. He's never been to school. Would you like to go to school? Would you like to
go to school? When you're school, I'll back off. Yes, he would like to go to school.
He would like to go to school. Maybe the advert for some of these big chocolate manufacturers should go along the lines of the best chocolate in the world, sexual, seductive, beautiful, and produced by illiterate 10-year-old boys like Baba. If I could, I'd pay for him to go to school, you know. we should help him out. He wants to go to school.
I asked Baba's uncle whether he would let me pay him to send the boy to school.
Baba, taking school. It is out of poverty, because he was poor, that he made them to work on the farm. It wasn't his choice.
Yeah.
But why would he refuse such help?
Tell Baba to put down his cutlass.
Baba, was it for sick and then laugh.
And what about his sister? What can we do to help his sister?
He wants her to learn to sew, so he was planning to buy a sewing machine.
Ask her, does she want to learn to sew?
She wants to learn how to sew.
I tried to ask the big chocolate manufacturers, Cadbury and Nestlé, about their policy on child labour, and they said that their trade organisation would answer on their behalf. The trade organisation said that the big chocolate companies do not want children to be harmed in the growing or harvesting of cocoa, and they point out that they fund projects that help